Before the sun comes up, before the docks get loud, there's a moment when the water is still and the air smells like fuel and cold steel. That's where offshore racing really starts. Not with trophies, not with headlines, but with hands on a hull, boots on wet concrete, and engines warming up in the dusk. Out here, nobody's impressed by talk. The water doesn't care who you are, what you won last year, or how fast you think you are. It only responds to preparation, discipline, and respect. And if you don't bring those, it'll find you. This is Super V, one step from pro. Twin engines, big water, no forgiveness. It's where drivers figure out if they're ready to level up or get exposed. Every pass is earned, every finish line costs something, and every mistake shows up fast. Today we're talking to racers who've lived it, who've made the calls at speed, felt the hull unload in rough water, and brought it back when it mattered. This isn't about hype, it's about what it takes. Welcome to As the Prop Turns. I'm your host, Chris McElwee. This season, As the Prop Turns is brought to you by our official experience partner, Ultimate Boat Racing Experience. If you've ever stood on a dock and wondered why some boats run right and others don't, it's not luck, it's feel. That's what the Ultimate Boat Racing Experience is about. Teaching people how performance boats really work, how they ride, how they react, and why respect matters just as much as speed. No hype, no shortcuts, just real boats, real instructions, and the kind of knowledge you usually only get by hanging around the right docks long enough. That's the kind of thinking we respect on this show, and that's why this partnership fits. Learn more at boatracingexperience.com. The Ultimate Boat Racing Experience, official experience partner of As the Prop Turns.
There you go.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us this edition of As the Prop Turns. I made the journey over to St. Clair, Michigan to see the new world champion, Ed Smith, Knucklehead Racing, 2025 RWO World Champion, Key West. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good.
I bet.
It really does. It was kind of one of them things where we were going to go, weren't going to go, and then we decided, what the heck.
I remember talking to you in St. Clair, and you were on the fence then. I don't know, maybe we'll see. You said we'll see how the boat runs, how we'll do here, and then how we'll do here turned into every race you entered, you won.
Right, and how that happened was Anthony Smith used to race with me, and then Anthony got his own boat together. So when he did that, it kind of left me high and dry. I didn't have anybody for throttle man because I drive. I don't throttle.
Okay.
And obviously, you know from racing yourself that it's a whole different program behind the wheel and behind the sticks.
Definitely two different seats.
Two different seats. And I got a hold of Jay Waltman. Anthony told me to give him a call from Speed Marine. And gave Jay a call, and he said, sure, he'd like to turn around and give it a whirl. He's never been in a boat of that caliber. Racing, anyways, put it that way. The boat it's a nice boat.
We'll get to that.
So we turned around and we ended up out at Lake of the Ozark for our first event. And Jay's never been in the boat. And he got in the boat and did real well. I was telling him to hold back until we got used to it because I don't know how he throttles and he didn't know how I drove. But we ended up winning both of them out of Lake of the Ozark. And then we came here to St. Clair, and it was one of them things that, getting a little older, been racing now for like 28 years, so it was almost time to call her a day, and everybody's bugging me. And Julie, of course, my office gal here, manager, and plus she kind of runs the team, and she says, you might just as well do it. And I said, well, let's see how St. Clair turns out. And obviously, you know how that went.
And that's what you said to me on Sunday at the drivers' meeting. So let's fast forward and introduce Brian Klink from Twisted, the 71 Super V. You guys went to Michigan City, and from my knowledge, you parked your boat to go help your buddy. And then the thing I can't get my head around, You guys had never even been in the Knucklehead boat together, never tested, nothing, just didn't even clean the windshield together, just got in the boat and went to Michigan City and said, we'll see what happens.
Well, in true reality, Jay couldn't make Michigan City. So, in Michigan City's right in our backyard. It's only, 3-4 hours from here, so it's a short trip. And here I am, running my thumbs and going, well, now what do we end up doing here? We've been doing pretty good every race we've been in, we've won. How am I going to pull Michigan City off? I go in the shop. Brian's up there, and I says, you going to Michigan City? Nope. I says, well, yeah, you are. He goes, no, I'm not. And I says, yeah, you are. And he says, well, I'm not going to Michigan City. I says, no, you're not going to Michigan City. It's twisted. Why don't you come on over as Knucklehead and drive for me? Now, true reality, that is only maybe the second race I've ever throttled.
I was just gonna say you're a driver.
Yeah, so I didn't want to, and Brian's a driver, but he obviously, he said okay, so I threw him behind the wheel and we went over there and he agreed and we showed up and everybody's jaw dropped when they seen that.
It dropped.
How'd that go, Brian?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little intense in the beginning. There was Farnsworth Cortez was there, but he had a water pump issue at the dock at the crane, so he didn't come out for the race. And Mike Knobloch from American Custom Marine, he runs Extreme, so he was told to stay outside of us and just let us go at it. And it was all right. Like, we fell a little behind early. I didn't realize how far behind we were. Like, I don't want to say we were really far behind, but when I got to see the video, I was like, oh, we were a little ways behind. But then they kind of opened the door for us down in turn one. That's turn one, isn't it? Or is it?
Down by where the lighthouse is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I looked at him. I go, I'm going to the inside. Hang on, let's go. And we were gone.
Yeah, I remember
And
that
he
race.
was
Yeah.
yelling and screaming. He goes, "We're out front!" I go, "Yeah, we have the faster boat. Let's go."
Yeah, and you guys checked out at that point. I remember watching
Yeah,
the
it
race.
was almost a half a lap. I think we were ahead
Okay.
when the race ended. So yeah, it was an experience. It was fun. I'd never been in this boat before. We'd never been in a boat together.
And for the fans at home, what kind of boat do you have? I mean, we know it's a fountain platform. Can you tell us about your boat?
Right, but mine was one of the ones that they cut down, and
Okay.
it's considered a barrel back.
Okay.
Back in the day, under my assumption, Reggie was going after aerodynamics. So he cut it, chopped it, took probably about 10 inches out of the hull sides, and brought the deck down 10 inches, so it lowered the center of gravity.
Okay.
Obviously, the boat handles real well. I mean, Brian's never been in it, and here we are. I've never throttled it, so I didn't know how far. I'm guessing, for going into the turn. And when he says, I'm going to the inside, I thought, oh, shit, here we go.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he was right. And then, I shouldn't have said that. But anyhow,
As usual.
we,
But
oh,
stop.
so he made it through the turn, and once we got about halfway into the apex of the turn, I just put it wide open, and we come out of the corner, it was just like a slingshot, and away we went, and after that, it was pretty much history.
Now, what does your boat have for power?
It's got 572s. They're naturally aspirated. It's a spec head and everything else, and they're Sterling-built engines.
Okay.
They run about 800 horse,
All right.
and we run at 6,600 RPM. We can dry sump them, but only 3 stages, and we have to run pump gas.
Okay.
So
Now, is the twisted boat, Brian, is that set up the same way?
Identical.
Same spec engines?
Yep. All the boats in the class are spec. We're all the same.
Okay.
It's just a matter if you hit your setup.
Right.
That's all it's about.
and it's the same with the gear ratio too. We're at a 157 gear,
Okay, so the
So-
outdrives are spec'd also.
Yeah.
unless you're running the Arneson, and
And how do they level the playing field with some artisans? How do you guys say, okay, because I know there's a lot of
They
discussion
let
in
them run a
B-class.
different gear ratio on the Artisan, but it balances out to pretty much what we're running.
Okay.
And it's like it's either this or this, and that's the end of it.
Right.
And we have to weigh 9,000 pounds.
Coming out.
So yeah,
And that's everybody across the class.
everybody across the board, everybody's the same. You gotta weigh that 9 grand
Okay.
Coming out. You
We
come out
won't,
heavier.
we won't talk about where your guys' boats weighs. I know that's all set up in secret, and you guys like to keep it quiet.
No, it's
But,
not.
Well,
Not
actually,
really. It's not.
everybody's at the crane.
Okay.
I mean, when they pull it out, it's a scale. All I gotta do is look at it.
Right.
I mean, I come out at about 9,100.
Right.
Brian's obviously a little heavier than I am. So he's
Well, they say the camera adds 10 pounds. I don't know what it added to me today. But.
Thank God the camera's more pointed at you.
But-
So, with that being said, you guys had a tremendous season. I mean, Knucklehead, just to be clear, every race you got in, you won.
Every race.
And you couldn't have foreseen that.
No.
In fact, I'm just going to say, because I've known you so long, I met you a long time ago, you've never been the one to foresee and brag, hey, I'm going to, dominate this series. I mean, you were going to lap me the day, I bet you, but that turned out a little different, but that's for another day. And I'm amazed this season. And for two guys to get in a boat that, doesn't throttle, he's never driven this one, and then Michigan City was rough.
Well, if Brian hadn't have gone to Michigan City with me, that would have threw our whole program for Key West pretty much in because we had to do the qualifiers.
Correct. Okay.
So we had chose Lake of the Ozark because Jay could go to that one.
Right.
Of
And
course,
it's a lake race.
right. And that was his first one. So Jay was never in the boat either.
Great place for a little test.
And then St. Clair obviously was OPA, but I don't want to get into the political aspect
Right.
of that. But the OPA did not qualify towards Key West, was not supposed to.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they opened everything up for whoever wanted to
Yeah,
come
that's
could come.
kind of what I thought too. So.
Yeah, so we were doing it by the book with the qualifiers and everything, so we had to do the two. And Michigan City was my other one. I did not want to make the trek up to Sheboygan. And of course the Florida races for me in the spring and summertime's hard with having the marina here.
Right. And you still have ice on the water, so there's no testing today.
Right. And with that in mind, I was really skeptical, and I'm going, if we don't do Michigan City, we're in trouble. And of course, Julie, she'd come up, she said, well, ask Brian. And I'm going, Brian ain't going to get in my boat. Ask him. So I kind of leaned on him a little bit, and he agreed, and I thought, yay, here we go.
Well, I'm glad you got on the boat because that was a heck of a race that day. I mean, it was rough. I remember the part you're talking about where you went to the inside. I mean, that whole tent was rooting for you because it's essentially a hometown race for you guys.
Right.
Being so close.
Thank
And that
God
was
you
just-
settled me down.
Oh, well, I was a little excited in the boat because, first of all, I don't throttle. I don't know how he drives. I mean, what I see is, well, kind of, but anyhow. So, well, I mean, with him sitting beside me,
Right.
and if I'm going to a race, yes, I want to win. I mean, I go there to give it our all. And with what he did, I was really, really proud of the boat and how everything come out. Everything was, spot on.
Right.
Don and Dina, which travel with me, Don's kind of like my crew chief, and Dina are like our team mom, so she keeps us all in line. But even they were just shocked at how everything. And it's just the whole season was that way.
Right.
It seemed like it all fell in place, and because honestly, I was thinking about parking the boat.
Really?
Yeah, and it, not a spring chicken anymore. And when you're competing against guys that are 30 years younger than you are, it's a whole different program.
Yeah, I agree with that. So your road to Key West led right through Michigan City, and after Michigan City's win, was that when you made the decision that?
That in Lake Opakon.
We had already pretty much planned we were going to Key West. We knew after St. Clair.
Okay, so you guys kind of kept that to
It was
yourself,
between me and him because a lot of people don't know, I run my boat out of his marina.
Okay.
Okay, my boat's up there, right? Well, you know.
Yeah, I just saw it as we
They
came
sit
in.
side by side. I do all my work here, everything.
So-
Ed's been very generous with it.
So in St. Clair, was that the first race for the new Twisted boat?
No,
No.
I raced it twice last year. We're still working the bugs out on her. She's
Okay.
getting really close.
And for the fans at home that don't know, that boat's got some history.
She's got big
A lot of
history.
Yeah.
She's a kilo record holder in 2 classes. That is the old Rio Roses fountain.
Okay.
It's a factory race boat back from 2001. And Zenetic.
Okay.
The year Jeff Harris was in it with Wyatt Fountain, and they won every race they went into except one.
Wow. So a lot of and that boat is a world championship boat. Then.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a kilo holder.
So now what's cool about being up here at the shop is there's 2 world championship boats up here,
There is.
and I think that's pretty special for you guys.
Except for on Saturday nights when you come through here, there's a rustle in the building. The damn boats fight in the building. I mean, I have no idea what the hell they're doing in there. But when you walk through the door, everything's quiet. They do have a tussle every now and then.
So the road to Key West. Let's fast forward. You guys are making the plans, and again, what does it take to get teams like yours to Key West? Expense, travel,
A lot of
time,
money.
and that's
It's
what I want people to
expensive.
understand. That's why I'm doing this.
It's expensive.
It's this isn't a cheap hobby. I know you have support and sponsors, but again, what's the time? What's it take for you guys to get your teams to Key West?
Well, you're losing a good 11 days worth of work, and I still work for a living, so I mean that's you have to figure that into the expense that you're going. Traveling with the fuel and stuff. Obviously, we have a semi truck that we pull the boat with because we carry spare engines and everything else. But just the road cost, fuel, $1,000, $1,500 going down.
Okay.
Entry fee was $5,000. We planned on going before we even heard about the price purse.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we were
the
going.
price- The price purse was not a factor for
Well,
us.
I don't-
We were going no matter what.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we were. I was going down to see if I still had it in me.
Okay.
And Brian was going because I'd asked him and we talked about it and we sat down and he's been doing a lot of setup changes on the boat. And so we decided that we will go down as 2 teams.
Right.
And of course we pitted together underneath the same tent. So we're.
Yes, you guys had a good looking pit down there. It looked great. And then unfortunately on the first day, Brian, let's back it up. Let's go to when I saw you at the drivers meeting. I had said in my first episode.
Are you going to bring up that conch shell?
There's a conch shell given out, Ed.
I know it.
And we all sit down in this big tent, right? So you come to the meeting the first day, and there's chairs, and it's nice, right? And I remember I had sat down, and then I saw these guys coming, and there was more of them than there was of me. So I got up and I moved over, and I sat cockeyed then where Brian sat. And then Brian, can you tell us what happened? Was there
I didn't
something
even-
under your chair?
Yeah, there was a note.
Yeah.
And I was like, this was new to me. And I've raced Key West a lot, and I've never seen this before. And it was, I reached under there. I'm like, no, it's me. And I pulled out this piece of paper, and I had to recite this saying that they have for down there for the conch. And then they presented me the conch, and they say you're supposed to blow in it for good luck. And I didn't blow in it, and I'm going to tell you
No,
what.
Brian sat down, ladies and gentlemen,
I had some bad luck there.
and I would have blown it. Believe me. Had I gotten that, I would have blown. That thing would have exploded. I
Yeah.
think Travis Pastrana might have that on film, where you just sat back down. So
Yeah, and it
now
was-
let's fast forward to Wednesday's race.
We were up there racing. I think I was running 4th. There was Cortez, then Farnsworth, and then you and Farnsworth were going back and forth. And I just caught a flyer out on the outside, and she caught some serious air, and it came down on the side and split the side of the boat open.
So I would say the conch demons might have been
Yes,
involved
it
with
might
that.
have had something to do with it.
So food for thought. Write it down. Make a note. You get that in Key West under your chair, you better blow it.
Yes,
That's
you
all.
better. I would agree.
Okay. So moving forward, let's go to Friday's race.
I didn't race because the damage on the boat, he goes, we can fix it. I'm like, oh,
So
no,
you,
we're not.
You just made the decision. To
I made a
save it.
decision, and when he came back in on Friday, he looked at me and goes, you made the right call, because Friday was rougher than Wednesday from what they told me.
And then for a lot of you that don't know, Ed had an engine failure at the end of the race on Friday. And you guys, when I came by your pits Friday night on the scooter, my wife and I were out, and you guys were thrashing. And I was going to peek in. I was like, I'm just going to keep going. He had a good day. I'm just going to keep going. Take us where you guys were at right there.
Well, we were turning around, and somehow the laps got messed up on Friday.
Okay.
And we ended up running a couple extra laps. And Jay and I decided in the boat that we're not going to get out of it until we see the checkered flag. Because you stop, you know what happens.
Yeah, that's it.
You're done.
You're done.
And the laps that we were told to run, we ran 2 or 3 extra ones. And when we came across the finish, when we finally seen the checkered flag, Jay goes to pull it down, and all of a sudden it started rattling. And that was the end of her. She locked up and quit.
Oh.
So, but thank God we made it across the finish line in first. Plus, we had to go to the tech trailer with a blown motor because we finished on the top 3. We didn't go to the awards, but we went there, and then we sat down and we all decided, well, we brought spare engines because we could, and we knew that there was a possibility, and away we went. Everybody dug in, the girls and everybody, and
I know. I saw your son Sean Saturday morning, and I asked him how he was, and he said, "I'm great. The motor's running."
Yes. Yeah, we worked into the night underneath a palm tree and a street light with, believe it or not, everybody had their cell phones out. We were charging cell phones, using the lights off the cell phones. And we had it in the water by noon, tested it, put it back up on the trailer, and that's how it went. And everybody jumped in. And even Brian, didn't ask. Brian came up, repaired, because we broke a trim tab. So Brian spent Friday night, Saturday getting stuff together, repair the starboard trim tab on the boat, because we broke one of the pins right off.
That's awesome.
So that was hanging. And I mean, it's great. And in offshore racing, everybody helps everybody.
Right.
And we had so much help that it was just, it was one of them things to where, wow, if they didn't, we would probably still be there today putting it back together.
It's overwhelming, and that's what I love about the series and being around all you guys. When people need help, people come out of the woodwork, and hey,
Exactly.
What do you need? And I had that in Chicago this year. Jim Simmons came over. What do you need? I probably got it in the truck, and it was a water pump, an impeller kit. It's just people helping people. That's what I call my network, and I think it's great, and we need more of it.
Right, because even Brian's truck driver, he jumped in. Tommy jumped in and was helping too. So I mean, everybody was helping us to get the boat together, to get it.
I know you were the crowd favorite on Sunday. They were rooting for you, man. You could hear them.
Well, I appreciated it. It was a full team effort,
Right.
and plus all the friends. I mean, so I can't take. There's no way I could take all the credit for this.
But honestly, after all these years of doing it and going down there with the intentions of, I think I still got it, and you found out you do. I mean, this just got to feel great.
It's so surreal. It's unbelievable. Now, obviously, I've been fighting cancer.
Yes, sir.
So that was part of a decision that I have to look at. The medicals that you have to do, the diving for the crash tests and stuff. I don't have any saliva glands, so when I'm on a dive tank, it dries your throat out so bad that you can barely breathe. So I have to watch when I do the test self. I'm learning. You have to relearn everything.
Right.
So again, this is where, how much longer could I do this?
Right.
And since this came out the way it did, it was like somebody was watching over us.
Always.
Yeah.
Man upstairs in charge of everything.
Yeah, and Jim Black, Reverend Black that comes
Yes,
with
sir.
us. There was something that happened on Saturday that Dennis Blondin, which is from Canada, and Dina. We were standing beside the boat, and a butterfly came in, sat on the deck. The three of us seen it.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's the raw emotion that this sport brings, and that God's in charge. I don't care what anybody says, and He's got a plan for everybody. And you're beating cancer, you're kicking its ass. We're all happy for that. I know it's something you don't like talking about because it's there, but the fact that you guys teamed up and have such a good group up here in this snowy tundra, it's awesome to see it.
Right.
So, what does that mean? You guys both had respectively good seasons. So, what is that? What are we looking at? What's this year bringing us? Where's Knucklehead going to be? Where's Twisted going to be? What are you guys thinking you're going to do?
Go ahead.
We're running, in order to qualify for the we're running IHRA this year.
Okay.
So you have to run 4 out of their 7 races to qualify for the World Championship.
Okay.
So Ed and I have sat down and we comprised a 4-race schedule.
Is that something we could release today?
Sure. I don't see why
I
not.
mean, this is what we've had some extensive talks over this,
I'm sure.
and I don't want to speak out of turn, but we kind of traveled together.
It makes sense.
Because if we have a problem on the road too,
right,
we stop. We make sure that both of us make it home. That we don't have any issues.
Right.
We keep an eye on each other. On the way to Key West, Brian left a little bit before I did because I couldn't get away from here. So he stopped and waited for me to catch up with him.
Nice.
And we would call and talk,
Yeah.
and he'd already have a place set up. I pull in, everything's ready. I just pull in, walk in the hotel room, go to dinner, and Brian already had it set.
Teamwork.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's so anyway, we're going to race. Cocoa Beach is going to be the first race.
Okay.
Then Lake of the Ozarks.
All right.
St. Clair.
Okay.
Then Sheboygan. And we might throw a 5th in. We haven't made up our mind yet.
Well, there you have it.
So.
So, with that being said, and the season coming up, how do you guys test? How do you guys with
we got to chip a hole in
you
ice.
can't see it from where you're at, but it's ice, okay, and it's like you could ice fish up here.
Right.
So, do you guys have a plan to do a little testing somewhere beforehand, or?
Nah, if it all goes right, I would hopefully that the river's going to be clear.
Okay.
Be a month, 6 weeks before Cocoa Beach, so we can put the boats in and do a little testing. Personally, myself, because I've changed the setup again, I have to go test. So
Now, when you say you've changed the setup, how much of a change does that bring to a boat? I mean, it puts you back to now you got notes, but you're going to need new notes.
No, you're basically running off your notes from before. The change that we made, I think it's going to be a big improvement on the boat.
More secrets. More secrets.
There's no, he knows. I don't have any secrets because I want the competition.
Right.
I would nothing more than like to
and
see.
I think that's great with your guys with the Super V class. You guys, there's not a boat 2 miles ahead and one back. You guys, when it gets going, you guys, everybody's in contentions. Those first couple laps, that's everybody kind of sorting it out, but nobody's gotten away. So
that was like Key West. Everybody goes. Every time I turn around, he goes, "Well, and then damn Super V's was there."
yeah.
He goes, and we should have never been out there together.
No.
Because
But that's even like in St. Clair this year when you won. You had a problem at the start, a steering wheel issue or something.
Yeah, it was an issue.
And you were way behind at the home court advantage there, so that boat it moves.
Yeah, the steering issue was that was a very bad issue.
A little hair raising, huh? Wheel comes off.
Yeah, when you turn around and figure something was done and done properly, and then it wasn't, that's my fault for not checking it because I'm the one that's obviously driving the boat.
Right.
But
age might have a thing to do with it too. Like you are getting up there in the years. Like I'm just saying.
Well,
but no, with Brian's boat, my son and Brian usually test. It's so the fans know I don't get in Brian's boat. Brian doesn't get in my boat. We just don't. We don't, because we race against each other,
Right.
and we have fun in the shop. We have fun here. We help each other out.
Well, it's good to know that when you guys did get together, though, I mean, the results, it was impressive.
Right. But
So,
Sean and Brian have had the boat running, that 120-ish, and did some changes on it, and for some apparent reason it slowed it down. But now he's done some weight changes and kind of put it back to where it was.
A little drive, we changed drive heights again,
Okay.
and so, but now I need the weather to break to test it.
so once this season kicks off, Cocoa Beach, you guys are off and running. And I know the Worlds have to be determined yet.
Correct.
But you'll make the 4 qualifiers, possibly a 5th, and then you'll be at the Worlds fighting for that title then for the IHRA.
Because even depending upon how the season goes, I mean, we may even turn around. I may hog time, throw him in the back of the truck. He might be driving my boat again. Who knows?
Well,
So it depends upon where we get at in the dollars and cents wise.
right.
Because it does get, him and I talk about this all the time.
It's expensive.
It gets exhausting on how much money goes out the window.
Well, and I can only imagine. So if somebody wanted to help one of these 2 teams, where would we find Knucklehead Racing on the internet?
It's on knuckleheadracing.com.
Okay.
We do have a webpage, and Julie Kimmel is the one that runs that. So she's on that usually every day or every other day, so she knows.
I've got you on my Facebook. I know Twisted's on Facebook also.
Yeah, it's on, it's called Twisted Holbrook.
Okay.
That's
So
on-
anybody that wants to get involved with these teams, they're looking for people to help monetarily, boat washers, truck drivers sometimes, anything, right? You guys,
Correct.
but the pay is not so good for it.
No.
I mean, volunteers are the best way, right?
I wish I could pay,
Hey.
but it's exhausting.
Well, I agree with Vinny from Roland that we got a lot more to offer in this sport than the NBA or NASCAR, any of them guys, you ask me. So, no 2 laps ever the same. Water's always changing.
Everything
And,
changes.
and the setup matters 100% the day of, not the day before.
Right.
So,
Because our track changes every lap.
every lap.
Every lap.
Nothing the same. And the last thing I want to end this with, you brought him up earlier, is Reverend Jim Black.
Yes.
He's special to me. He was there when I first came in. And, being at a race event and him being there, it feels right? He'll come out of nowhere. He did it in Michigan City, and he grabbed up my whole team before my wife went off in the ultimate boat racing experience with Rob Goodwin and did a prayer. And then, technically they finished second. I know they got a penalty, finished third, but how awesome, is it just to have the Reverend and have the Lord present? Because I don't know if you feel it. I'm sure you do. When he puts his arms around you, it just feels like, man, and it just, everything goes quiet.
Well, to let everybody know, and Jim kind of walked through my whole cancer program with me. He was on the phone. He constantly called, constantly checked up. He's not just at the race sites. I mean, he's
in your life.
He is, yes, he is in, and he is very, very much concerned about us and our well-being. He doesn't want anybody to get hurt. He's always there.
No.
And he's one top-notch person.
They don't get any better than Jim.
I agree.
They
And,
don't.
and
He's
I
the
agree.
best.
I agree. And saying that, in Chicago, I know you guys weren't there, but we participated. And there was a very small fleet of boats, I think 21, somewhere in that neighborhood. But they sent the P classes out to race the day before, right? But we didn't get a sermon with Reverend Jim. And it didn't feel right. So I literally found him before I got in the boat to say, hey, I need a prayer, right? Because let's be honest, just you get in that boat, there's no guarantees you're coming back.
No.
So it made it right for me, but I said something to one of the race directors about it and how I felt that hey, if you guys are going to make us race on Saturdays, then this gentleman needs to be able to give us 15 minutes of his time as a whole. And, you know, he found me on Sunday morning and said, hey, thanks. I says, for what? He says, I'll be seeing you on Saturday around. And that meant the world to me, that the association listened.
Yep.
The Reverend wanted to do it because that's what he's there for. And again, it was people helping people, speaking up and making things better for the racers.
Right.
Because I think if it's better for the racers, they can grow this. It can be bigger and better and more enjoyable for the fans. So,
I agree with that.
anything else you want to add, Brian?
No, you done a hell of a
You
job.
got a joke packed in there somewhere.
No,
I can
I'm not
see it.
saying a word.
He's got a joke packed in there somewhere.
No, I'm
Well,
good.
He doesn't want to get it blurped.
Okay, well, we've got a pretty good editor in the house.
I know, she already told me she was going to beep anything if I said it incorrectly.
You said
Well-
you didn't want me to beep it.
Well, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to come over and take some of the time out of your day. I think it's great for everybody at home to finally get to really know who you are and see you and the raw emotion that you have for this sport and the passion you guys have. I know you've put the last month of work into your boat, month
I
and a half,
haven't stopped working on
Since
that
you
boat
got back from
since I got
Key
back
West.
from Key West.
and just the passion you guys have and being in the shop, how clean it is, the tools, your son Sean. I mean, you got Julie in the office who I've dealt with. She's great. What an organization you have.
No, Brian's here every day. I mean, you can set your watch to it, and he's doing nothing but inside that boat every day.
Well, this would be a great place for somebody out there watching this to pick you guys up as a two-boat team for some advertising, some marketing for their company. Because there's
Boy, that would be
Wouldn't that be special?
that would be outstanding.
I'm meeting a lot of good racers, and I know we've known each other for some years. Brian and I are new to knowing each other, but you guys are some great guys, and I like your operation. I like how your teams look, how you act, how you carry yourselves, what you do for other competitors. Your son brought me a water pressure gauge Sunday morning here in St. Clair when I said something at the driver's meeting. Gone, and came back and here. I don't even know if I even paid for it yet, so maybe I'll square up when I leave. And I definitely need to get a hat. So, I thank you guys. I appreciate
No,
it.
thank you.
I look forward to seeing you on the circuit this year and following the season. Maybe we'll get a repeat. And
God, I hope so.
And if Jay can make it the whole time, if not, you could slide old Skinny in here and get her done.
Skinny, you
Skinny,
hear that?
skinny. I heard that.
So,
But
anyway,
I was talking to Jay the other day, and he's all excited. So we just got to figure out where he can go and where he can't go. 'Cause
Right.
he's busy with,
obviously.
because they picked up a cat now. So
Right.
between the cat and the V Light.
And Brian, one of your throttle guys, he's in a cat also, right?
Yeah,
Jax?
I got Jax Muller, Jay Muller's son.
He's in the Wicked Cat
He's
this
in the
year.
Wicked
and I
Cat.
see they're campaigning.
Yeah, he's
How exciting.
Yeah, well, they always campaign. They do it. Their dad used to throttle my boat.
Jay Muller.
Jay Muller, world famous.
Yeah. The one and only.
The one and only.
Hopefully we get him on here one day.
I'm working on it. I just talked to him this morning. So I'm going to try to set something up, and hopefully you're going to be doing a podcast
I know
with
people
him.
would love to hear from him too, but it's just amazing that just the camaraderie that you guys have and the teams. It's an amazing place.
But his kid is, Jax is, it's going to work out.
He's got a
good.
couple sons, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
There's
following
two of
dad's-
them. And he's got a daughter, too, and
Don't count her out.
no, don't count her out of the question either. So
Right.
it's kind of in the family, I guess.
Well,
So,
that's a good place to be.
yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, thank you everybody for watching and enjoying this show. If you liked it, share it with a friend. If you thought it was something good, comment on it. And once again, enjoy life. Be good to the ones around you. Hug the ones you love because they matter. Keep your props turning. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Before we close this out, there's something important that deserves to be said. What we witnessed this season with Ed Smith and Brian Clinic goes far beyond a win. Ed's journey battling cancer, fighting his way back and standing on top again, puts everything into perspective. This victory wasn't just earned on the water. It was earned through resilience, faith, and an unshakable love for this sport. And then there's Brian. Brian's a true leader, someone who stepped outside of his own lane without hesitation to help a friend in need, stayed steady under pressure, and delivered when it mattered most. Together, these two represent what Super V racing is supposed to be: trust, execution, and respect. And from a racing standpoint, it needs to be said plainly: Fountain boats continue to prove they are the superior platform in Super V. The ride quality, the balance, the ability to carry speed in real offshore conditions. Results don't lie, and this season reinforced that. This is offshore powerboat racing at its highest level. Grit, teamwork, and the right equipment all coming together when it counts. From As the Prop Turns, we are grateful to share stories like this. We cannot wait to see where this season goes. Thank you for listening. Please share it with a friend, and I'll see you at the races.